As you already know, Rockstar Games recently dropped Trailer 2 along with a bunch of new content like screenshots, official artworks, and even some short video clips showing off our main characters. I actually broke all of that down in my previous videos, so if you missed it, go check it out. But today we are shifting focus. I want to talk about the actual places we'll get to explore in GTA 6. Thanks to all this new material, especially the official descriptions from Rockstar's own website, we have got a clearer picture of the world we are stepping into, and some of it goes way beyond what we originally speculated. So let's dive in, break down those official descriptions, analyze the screenshots, and figure out what new features, locations, and hidden details might be waiting for us in GTA 6. Let's begin with this. Vice City, USA. Jason and Lucia have always known the deck is stacked against them, but when an easy score goes wrong, they find themselves on the darkest side of the sunniest place in America, in the middle of a criminal conspiracy stretching across the state of Leonida, forced to rely on each other more than ever if they want to make it out alive. Only in Leonida, when the sun fades and the neon glows, everyone has something to gain and more to lose. So, from what we can understand based on the official description, Lucia and Jason had a score that went seriously wrong, and now they are stuck in the darkest side of the sunniest place in America, which of course is none other than Vice City. But here is the thing, the story isn't just set in Vice City. According to Rockstar, GTA 6 is going to stretch across the entire state of Leonida, and that includes way more than we originally thought. We're talking about Vice City, Leonida Keys, Grassrivers, Port Gellhorn, Ambrosia, and Mount Kalaga. These are the locations we are going to break down in this video one by one and figure out what kinds of gameplay, environments, and stories we might find in each. Visit Leonida. Tour a few of the must-see destinations across the Sunshine State. Before we even start breaking down the official description of Vice City, let's take a moment to talk about the postcard and, more importantly, the logo we see right before it says Visit Leonida. Now, to me this looks like some kind of in-game tour guide company, probably part of the world building Rockstar loves to do, and honestly it wouldn't surprise me if we actually could use it in the game, maybe to take guided tours around the city or discover key landmarks across the map. The tagline for the company is tour a few of the must-see destinations across the Sunshine State, and the first place this tour highlights is of course Vice City, with a beautiful stylized postcard that you can see on your screen right now. Now let's move to the description. Everything in excess. We are a long way from the 80s, but Vice City is still the sun and fun capital of America. The glamour, hustle, and greed of America captured in a single city. Each neighborhood has something to offer, from the pastel Art Deco hotels and bright white sands of Ocean Beach to the bustling panaderias of Little Cuba and bootleg brands of the Tisha Walker flea market, out to the VC port, the cruise ship capital of the world. So, from the official description of Vice City, we can tell that even though it's come a long way since the 1980s, which is a fun little note of the original Vice City game, it's still being portrayed as the sunny and vibrant capital of America. The classic Vice City energy is still alive, just modernized. We also learned that city includes a Little Cuba area, which is a cool cultural addition, and a Vice City port complete with a cruise ship docked right there. While the presence of cruise ships wasn't exactly a huge mystery, this basically confirms they are going to play some kind of role in the game. Now let's take a closer look at that Vice City postcard I mentioned earlier to get a deeper visual feel for what's coming. On the left we can spot a bunch of boats and smaller yachts floating around, along with some tiny islands in the bay. The city skyline looks bright and modern, a true Vice City with volumetric clouds overhead, a Ferris wheel in the distance, and construction cranes building something new. There is also a large bridge likely connecting the beach area to the downtown core, and even what looks like an industrial zone in the far back, a pipe with smoke coming out. That could possibly be part of Ambrosia, which I'll talk about later in the video. Alright, now let's break down the 9 newly revealed screenshots from Vice City. These images give us an even deeper look into the atmosphere, the characters, and the world building Rockstar is putting into GTA 6. Let's go through them one by one. In the first screenshot, we see a passenger plane flying right over the iconic Vice City sign, the same one we saw in the first trailer. It's sunset, the lighting is beautiful, and the plane has its wheels down, so it's probably coming to land. The detail on the aircraft is insane. Below the sign we have a fence some palm trees and just overall a strong Miami vibe. Here we've got what looks a cougar sugar baby couple, an elder woman and a young guy on a hotel balcony overlooking Vice Beach. There is a golden duck near the pool, a path going from the pool to the beach, lots of small environmental details, even a coffee cup with a spoon on the railing, palm trees, a parked car, someone on a bicycle, yachts in the distance and plenty of NPCs chilling around the pool. Just look at the clothing, tattoos and accessories like gold watches, earrings and sunglasses. This really shows how much attention is being put into character diversity and realism. This screenshot is packed. We are looking into a bustling urban area with a basketball court on the left. What looks like Jason in red is playing with his friend Carl. There is also a woman in blue who could be Lucia, though it's just speculation, but I think it's right. The draw distance is insane. We see yachts, cranes, balconies, helicopters, seagulls and more. There is a hotel named Valletta with a pool and inflatable flamingo. Plus there is police detaining NPCs. One of them is already surrendering and another is trying to run away. So life in this city is absolutely buzzing. This looks like it takes place in Little Haiti. We've got two standout characters. One guy with gold chains, red cape, glasses and another with grills, tattoos, a scar and some immersive skin texture details, showing how next gen this game really is. This one is hilarious. We are on a Vice Beach and we got an elderly man sneakily checking out a woman who is sunbathing topless. Pay attention to her towel, it has grains of sand on it as well, it's an amazing detail. There is also a chubby guy with metal detector which might hint at a side activity that we could be able to do. Nearby there is a lifeguard, some joggers and lots of body variety. One of the elderly women is even kicking up sand as she walks. It is such a lively and realistic beach scene. In this screenshot we are outside Ocean View Hotel, a major location from the original Vice City. We also see a nearby Hotel Dixon, and there are 4 women near a police car. One is taking a selfie, another one seems to be getting freaky on the police car, and the other 2 are just casually being detained like it's no big deal. The police car says US Government, Vice Beach Police, and pay attention to lighting here. With neon reflections, it's just beautiful. So now we are inside a strip club called Jack of Hearts. It's filled with dancers, neon lighting, and cash flying through the air. The character models have different hairstyles and even oily reflective skin. Pay attention to the details, you can literally see it going from top to bottom. And it looks really immersive. This wide shot shows more of Vice City at night, and it might be my favorite. On the left, we've got supercars what looks like a Lamborghini, and then a concert hall, a hotel named the Sumerian. There is the Sahara Arena, home of the Narco Sports team, and even another stadium further off. You can spot highways, neon signs, bridges, yachts, Ferris wheel, and the Vice City port. The ray tracing and night lighting just makes this entire scene glow. Finally, we are under a bridge, probably again in Little Haiti, in an area that might be called Pearly. There is a customized lowrider, Sanchez bikes, and a homeless man with a dog. The ground is full of smashed cans and trash. In the back of that screenshot we can see Simon's tires, and if you pay attention to the license plate of a blue car, it says Goriana, which could be Rockstar's version of Georgia. And that's interesting since we are technically in state of Leonida, so maybe there will be various states other than Leonida in the game. Now let's move to the south of the map to Leonida Keys, gateway to paradise. The dress code is casual, the buzzer loaded. Life in this tropical archipelago isn't flashy but it's easy. Get your buzz on and pull up a deck chair, but look out, you're right on the doorstep of some of the most beautiful and dangerous waters in all of America. So let's start with the postcard shot of Leonida Keys. In this image we can spot a classic Dota seaplane soaring over a bay filled with boats, yachts and jet skis, small islands scattered around the area, 2 bridges span the water, and the distant skyline of Vice City creates a cinematic backdrop. There is a wide variety of buildings and homes nested among the greenery, and this area appears to be where Jason's first safe house is located. Based on the opening scene and the dialogue from Brian, who lets Jason stay there for free, it's clear that Jason is staying in Leonida Keys. The exact house is still unknown, but this image gives us a solid idea of the neighborhood. Now moving to screenshots, it instantly evokes that nostalgic shot from trailer 1, where the Dodo plane flies past a broken bridge. We see lush vegetation, a peaceful bay, and a variety of details like jet skis, campers and boats. Some people appear to be camping near the shore, with wittable campfires, a broken down boat, and a car towing a boat trailer. There is a real sense of life here, a fuel truck rests on a nearby road, and in the distance we can spot industrial buildings, possibly factories, and the unmistakable Vice City skyline with its massive satellite tower. The scale is just massive, and Rockstar's draw distance looks next level, letting you see stunning detail even from further away. Now let's talk about a more grounded slice of life shot. This one is centered around a shop called Wonder Whale, which looks like a souvenir store. There is so much charm packed into a single frame: a van, an elderly woman riding a scooter with a bag and maybe a drink in her front basket. There is even an iguana on the road and a dog. And just look at that guy riding a bike in flip-flops. A small touch but incredibly detailed. Rockstar even animated the flip-flops to nearly fall off while pedaling. And nearby, a person is taking a selfie and two guys are climbing on the whale statue. It's definitely something tourists would do. Just look at that charming little seaside bar called the Rusty Anchor. It's buzzing with life, people drinking, older couples kissing, and empty beer bottles scattered around. The characters' hairstyles and facial hair feels dynamic and familiar. Think of Red Dead Redemption 2, where characters' beards grow over time. And if you look closely, there is a guy taking a leak in the grass. Classic Rockstar. And we can also spot a seagull. This screenshot gives us a glimpse below the waves, showcasing a vibrant marine ecosystem. We can spot sea turtles, an eel, and more colorful fish along with NPCs scuba diving. We know fishing is a feature, but this suggests scuba diving might be another optional activity. If anything like the underwater exploration in GTA 5, but with this new level of detail, it could be one of the most immersive features in the game. Maybe there will be sunken ships, hidden loot, or even secret wildlife encounters. And finally, we come to a boat party scene in Leonida Keys. The bay is packed with yachts, smaller boats, jet skis, and inflatable flamingos, alligators, and more. NPCs are dancing, drinking, and sunbathing. We can see them holding champagne bottles in ice buckets, chatting in small groups, and soaking up the sun. Just look at their body types, clothing, and hairstyles. They vary wildly, adding so much personality to every character. This shot alone shows how dynamic and diverse the NPC systems are going to be. Everyone looks like a real individual, and the party energy is infectious. Now we are moving to the Grassrivers. Welcome to the wetlands, the untamable jewel of Leonida's crown. You never know what lies beneath the surface of this primordial expanse. The gators may be the most famous attraction, but there are far deadlier predators and wilder discoveries among the mangroves. So, this description of Grassrivers could mean that other than alligators and other wildlife in the Grassrivers, we could actually find something else, maybe some sort of mysteries, mythical creatures like Rockstar loves to do. And it would be really nice to see. I'm hyped to explore Grassrivers when the game comes out. Now let's look at the postcard of Grassrivers. To be honest, it doesn't really show us anything too exciting. We see an airboat, a few birds, and of course the Grassrivers themselves. And that's about it. So let's move to something way more interesting, the screenshots. In the first screenshot we can see 3 people, 2 guys and 1 woman. They look really rough and tough. They are hunting alligators, as we can see on the floor. They have a cat and they have some guns with scopes, which looks like an assault rifle and some kind of carbine. Also look at the necklace of the guy with a beard. It looks great. Then we have a woman. She's quite big, she has lots of tattoos, and honestly all of them have tattoos, only not counting the guy on the left. But he wears funny glasses. And we actually can see airboat up close with the name Airgator Airboat 09. Then we can see Patriot Beer, some type of fish bait, and we can also see a building in the back with Patriot Beer flag and no trespassing violators will be prosecuted sign. This shot looks good and we can quite understand what type of people will be living in this area. Now to the next screenshot. It looks like we're seeing some kind of restaurant or cafe, maybe even little food court area, because there are quite a few people hanging out. There is a boat nearby with 4 people on board, 2 of them are fishing, 1 of them just relaxing. And the whole scene feels super alive. You can also see seagulls and ducks flying over, chilling around, which adds a nice touch of realism. But the coolest part, look to the left, there is this building and you can actually see the interior. It's not just flat texture, it's fully modeled inside. That probably means it's an enterable building, which is exciting. The detail is insane, like seriously, it looks almost photorealistic. We can also see a lobster sign, which makes me think it might be seafood cafe or diner of some sort. So yeah, this whole area gives off cozy small town vibe with a little restaurants, local fishing, and people hanging out. In the background there are lots of parked cars, which seems like a motel or maybe an apartment block, and even a small pier with boats docked. Then we spot a big water tower labeled Watson Bay, and we can see another one further back too. And if you look far into the distance, you'll notice the Vice City skyline just barely peeking through. Now let's move to this screenshot from the Grassrivers. You've got an airboat with 2 people on it, one of them is holding a shotgun, ready for action, while the other is driving an airboat. There is a flashlight on the boat, and also a fish sack and the container probably for storing the catch. But the real kicker is what's happening around them. 5 alligators are slowly surrounding the boat. It seems like a quiet moment right before a huge disaster. There is one guy, one double barrel and 5 alligators. This could end very badly. It feels tense, and honestly it's just a great example of dynamic, dangerous wildlife in the world. And finally, the last screenshot is actually kind of hilarious. We see 2 guys speeding off in a pickup truck, and the truck is completely packed with what looks like alligator bodies. One guy's driving, the other one is holding a gun, and they're being chased by 2 police cars and even a police helicopter. It's total chaos, but in GTA way. You can count at least 5 gator corpses in the truck and maybe even more, so it's safe to say that they were on a hunting spree. We can also see an airboat in the background, though it's hard to tell if it's police or just some random people in the middle of it all. Either way, it's wild, quite literally. Moving to the second big city, Port Gellhorn. Live hard, this is Leonida's forgotten coast. Cheap motels, shut down attractions and empty strip malls won't bring the tourists back. But there is a new economy in this once popular vacation spot. It's fueled by malt liquor, painkillers and truck stop energy drinks. Jump on a dirt bike and hold on to your wallet. Let's start by breaking down the postcard of Port Gellhorn. Right away, we can see a water tower and what looks like a port area filled with containers and cranes. The whole scene has a heavily industrial vibe. You got the pipes, warehouses, trucks and all kinds of structures scattered around. There is even a metro or train running through the area. If you look to the left side, you'll notice a guy looking into a car window, maybe trying to break in. Meanwhile, someone's waiting for the train at the station. And we also spot a biker cruising by. Most of the containers seem to be empty and everything about in this area screams dark industrial zone, so this area has its own atmosphere right here. This shot honestly is one of my favorites. It's a starlit motel which we first saw in the second trailer, and if you remember the leaks, you'll probably recognize it instantly from that pool. That's where Jason was standing during a conversation between Wyman and another guy. Wyman was going on about how Jay Norris might still be alive. If you play GTA 5, you know exactly who that is. The motel is called Starlit Motel and it's pretty big. There is even some road work going on nearby, adding to the realism. And on the sidewalk there is a girl talking to a guy in a car, 2 women, one taking a photo of a cat, and if you peek through the windows you can actually see the interior of the motel. With palm trees, greenery and the soft lighting, this whole scene just looks gorgeous and cinematic. I love it. Now we get our first look at the drug trade in GTA 6. You got 2 guys in what looks like a weed growing operation. One of them, probably Hispanic, has rings, a gold bracelet, tattoos and a necklace. He looks like someone you wouldn't want to mess with. In the background you can see cannabis plants and a blackboard, maybe for keeping track of sales, and another guy is pulling a pistol from his back while holding a wooden baseball bat. He is covered in tattoos, scars and even bullet wound scars. He's clearly seen some action. So this is our first look at the crime world of Port Gellhorn. Then there is another drug deal going on. A woman is handing a pack of blue pills to a man. It's clearly a transaction. There is a guy standing behind them who looks like security. The car interior here is very detailed, and again the tattoos on both characters look crazy realistic. The guy has a long beard and a bit of a bald spot, while the woman looks confident, maybe experienced in this kind of work, and the overall vibe is that Port Gellhorn is definitely a hotspot for underground activity. Now let's talk about a little fun. Strip club fans, you're gonna love this. So in GTA 6 we don't just get one strip club, we're getting 2. And this is probably the reason why GTA 6 got delayed, but being serious, we have one in Vice City called Jack of Hearts and another one right here in Port Gellhorn called The Lights. The detail here is just as good as anywhere else. To the right you can see what looks like 2 homeless people with a shopping cart full of their belongings. There is also a guy getting kicked out of the club by security and some other women hanging out nearby. And finally, the last screenshot from Port Gellhorn. We see a man holding a bottle of Patriot beer. He's sweating and you can actually see the sweat glistering off his arm. Even the bubbles inside the beer can be visible. A woman is clearly flirting with the guy and he's definitely into it. Meanwhile, on the left, a few guys are chilling in the trunk of a pickup in a deep conversation. On the right we have a small group that is gathered around the campfire. Some are kissing, some are drinking, and there is one dude walking around with a beer in his left hand and a wooden pellet in the other. And look at the bottles on the ground, the container full of unopened beers, even the flames blur the air above them, just like real fire does in real life. Now we're gonna be talking about a new area we haven't heard about before. It's called Ambrosia. Keep Leonida sweet. The battle for the health and wealth of Leonida begins here. In the heart of Leonida, American industry and old-school values still reign supreme, whatever the cost. The Elite Crystal Sugar Refinery provides the jobs, while the local biker gang provides almost everything else. Obviously, from this description, you can make out that this area is run by local biker gangs. Looking at the postcard, we can see a factory called Elite Crystal. We can also see a lot of industrial pipes and basically buildings just dedicated to creating some sugary crystals, I guess. So let's move to screenshots. In the first screenshot, we can see a lot of bikers going somewhere, and by the looks of it, they are called Final Chapter. On the left side, we can see some political agenda, Ambrosia County sign on the left side. We can also see gas station Xero that basically came back from other GTA titles, a lot of bikers with different customization. We also have a sign that says used cars, so it's probably a car dealership that is selling used cars by the looks of it, and of course interesting advertisements on the billboards. In this screenshot, far away we can see a light crystal factory that we were talking about a few seconds ago, another water tower on the right side in the distance. We can also see a car towing a boat, an airboat on water, and the simple boat. And look at that bridge in the background. It closely resembles the one from the opening shot of GTA 6's first trailer. In this shot we have two NPCs up close. The one with the head saying Liberty City Cycles, we see a label Enforcer on his jacket, hinting at gang hierarchy. Then we have a woman that is hugging him in some way. She has a rose tattooed on her wrist, she has a revolver and black nails. She also has some more tattoos and they look incredibly realistic. She wears a red bandana, we can see a black bike in the back, and we can also see containers and what seems to be a small stunt jump on the right side. This screenshot heavily reminds me of one mission in Red Dead Redemption 2 when we had to burn down the whole farm, and this one looks really close to it because we can see the fields are on fire, we can see the smoke, and we also can see the power lines, trees, factory in the back, plane and the sunset. In this final screenshot of Ambrosia, we can see a car wash with 3 women, 2 in American bikinis with really big breasts, to be honest. We can also see the one with red hair talking to the guy sitting in the car. He has tattoos and she has tattoos as well. And look at the interior of the car. Just look at the monitor inside the car. There are a lot of functions like navigation, assist functions, vehicle audio, seats, climate control, some type of music application, settings, and overall the interior looks amazing. And the final location is Mount Kalaga National Park. Wild country, room to breathe on the state's northern fringes, a national landmark up against the state's northern border. Mount Kalaga offers prime hunting, fishing and off-road trails. In the lush surrounding backwoods, hillbilly mystics and paranoid radicals live far from the prying eyes of the government. Judging by the official description, Mount Kalaga National Park is situated right along the northern edge of Leonida, the state where GTA 6 takes place. In real life, Florida has a border with Georgia, but in the GTA universe, it's speculated that Florida's counterpart Leonida borders a fictional state called Goriana. Some fans initially thought this mountain might be part of Goriana, given how massive and out of place it looks compared to real Florida terrain. However, the in-game description clearly states that Mount Kalaga is within Leonida, right at the state's border, so it's still part of a playable map. Now, looking at the postcard for Mount Kalaga National Park, we get even more context. We see a pair of kayakers on the left, which strongly hints that kayaking could be a playable side activity. There is also wildlife, 2 deers, some birds and even a small plane flying overhead. Tourists and hikers are also visible, further reinforcing this area's role as a nature and outdoor recreational hub. In the first shot, we see several NPCs riding dirt bikes through a dust trail, a clear confirmation that dirt biking is in the game, likely with off-road races or free roam stunts. There is also a raccoon on the left side and what looks like to be abandoned industrial zone. On the second screenshot, we can see the return of Weasel News. They were present in GTA 5 and we can actually see a helicopter and the reporter with his camera filming something. To the right, we can see the exact Mount Kalaga that we were talking about before, and the bridge on the left. On this shot, we are deep in the forest. We can see a squirrel that is climbing a tree, a deer that lies lifeless, and 2 hunters fully geared in camo stand with sniper rifles. This shot practically confirms hunting will be an activity again, like in Red Dead Redemption 2. This wide cinematic shot includes a cougar stalking the wilderness, a police car, a group of bikers, and cars parked nearby. In the distance, a train bridge spans a rocky canyon with a small river below. It also showcases the variety of wildlife and human activity blending together in this area. And this scene almost looks like it's from Red Dead Redemption 2, but with modern cars. Here we see an absolutely stunning moment. We can see a cougar sneaking up on a deer, one of which is ringing from the pool. The attention to detail is jaw-dropping. The cougar's belly looks wet, the lighting is natural, and the reflections in the water are crystally clear. Wildlife behavior might play a bigger role in this game than ever before, and again, hunting would be great to have. In the final screenshot, a man is kayaking down the river. Above him we can see a train bridge with a train passing by. Most interestingly, we spot a flat gauge in the water measuring the river's height. It currently shows around 1.5 feet, but the scale goes up to 6 feet. The weigh and watermarks on 3 feet suggest this river may regularly rise, implying possible dynamic weather and seasonal flooding. There is also a fox on the left and a bird perched on the bridge above. So there you have it, we just went through all the locations Rockstar officially described for GTA 6, Vice City, Leonida Keys, Grassrivers, Port Gellhorn, Ambrosia and Mount Kalaga National Park. And with over 35 stunning screenshots tied to those locations, we have gotten a much better idea of what kind of world Rockstar is building, and it looks absolutely insane. From the neon lights of Vice City to the swamps of Grassrivers and the biker caves in Ambrosia, as well as peaceful wilderness of Mount Kalaga, every place feels alive, detailed and packed with personality. I want to hear from you. Which location are you most excited to explore? Which screenshot stood out to you the most? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss the next one. We have still got more gameplay details and features to talk about, and this is just the beginning. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.